Tell us about Stop.
Yeah, so I wrote that song during quarantine, and I feel like everyone was kind of going through it at that point. There was everything just stopped immediately. We were all home by ourselves, and I know for me, like I reflected a lot, and I just realized that there was so much I didn't know about myself and things I wanted to learn, and I was just there was so much going on in my head, and there was just a point where I just felt a little bit down, and I wrote that song to remind myself that no matter what, if I'm feeling down or whatever, I'm not gonna stop, and like I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna always keep going. I'm gonna keep releasing music, and nothing's gonna get in my way.
Stop is off your new album, Skyview, that you worked on during lockdown, like you said. And I read that you're hoping that when people listen to your music, they are able to learn more about you when they
Mhm.
listen. So,
Yeah.
what are three things that you think your fans are gonna learn about you when they listen to Skyview?
Number one, they're gonna realize, or they're gonna learn the honesty, because with my music, I like to be very honest, and I get vulnerable. I talk about things that I normally wouldn't talk about. So they're gonna learn about. I think they're gonna learn more about my personality, because of the things that I talk about in my music, and I think just overall, they're just gonna get to know me so much better, and that's like why I'm so excited with this album, because these are majority songs that I wrote. These are majority topics that I came up with that I wanted to talk about. So all my fans are really going to get to know me a lot better.
What was something that you learned about yourself?
I learned that the past few years I was just going through a big growing pain. I've just been learning and going through these ups and downs, these obstacles, and yeah, I actually wrote about it. It's called Growing Pains, and it's on my album.
You write about a lot of really personal things, and you have a sound that is very unique and I find different than a lot of artists out there right now. Where do you get that influence from?
I don't want to. I mean, it kind of. I don't want to say it just comes to me, but it kind of does in a way. To where it's just like, um, I think the way I write is consistent and with my direction of where I want to go. I don't know really how to explain it. It's just I just write what comes to me. Like I love writing all sorts of music. Um, and if a melody pops in my head and it's cool, then I'm gonna use that melody for the song. And kind of how it always works.
So, would you say that it's easy or it's difficult to write songs about your personal experiences?
I would say it's easy. It's actually the easiest to write about my personal experiences, because I've tried in the past. When I first moved to LA and I was in writing sessions, I was writing about things that I didn't experience. I was just writing and I was like, man, why is this so hard? And after like a year or two, I've realized like, well, of course I can't write songs that I didn't experience. Like I have to experience these things to be able to write about it. So I've realized the easiest way for me to write is, obviously going through something I've been through. So, I write about growing pains. I write about stop, it's just things that I went through, and I can easily talk about it. And that's the easiest way for me to write, because it's just, it's already there.
So, on Skyview, what would you say is the most personal song that you have there for us?
The most personal song on Skyview is this song called Miss You. And I wrote this song because of just a thought that I had. And I was with a couple of my friends, and I told them, I was like, have you ever thought about like one day your parents aren't going to be there, and actually missing them in that moment? Like, oh, I miss my parents right now, even though they're still here. But the message was like, I don't want to miss you yet, so I'm not going to. And like in that moment, I was missing my parents, even though they were here. But I don't know, it was just a crazy feeling, and I was like, let's write about that. And I wrote a song about my parents. That's going to be on the album.
So, how much did your parents love that when they heard it?
Every single person I played that for has cried when they've listened to that song. So my parents, when they heard it.
I bet. I bet. Now, when are we going to get to hear Skyview in full?
Yeah, so Skyview is coming very, very soon. I don't know if I can give a date right now, but it is coming in the next few months. That is for sure. It's coming out.
It's really hard with COVID and everything to be able to kind of nail down a time of when anything is actually going to happen, right?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard.
So while you wait for that moment to happen for you, what's happening with you, your music, and what you're doing for your fans.
Yeah, so right now I'm still in the process of writing new songs always. And I'm just gonna keep releasing songs until my album.